How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George Uman and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 204. So what do I think about this crazy chapter? To be quite honest with you guys, I thought this week's chapter was awesome. I thought it was great. Between the fight of the fake Chainsaw Man and and Denji have coming to a conclusion, it seems like, for the time being at least, as well as setting up something with Yoru and the Falling Devil, as well as the big cliffhanger at the end, revealing a new enemy that it seems maybe an ally enemy, whatever the case might be, in the next chapter that might be a reveal, which I can't wait to get to it once I start reviewing the chapter. Now, before I go any further with this week's chapter, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's talk about this week's chapter. So this week's chapter starts up right where we left off, which was the Falling Devil lifting the building up, and we see that right from the get-go, we see that the Yoru, it's like, wait, this building like doesn't belong to anybody anymore because it's off the ground. And she happens to turn this building in. She's like, wait, this building is mine now. I guess I can take authority of the building. So she's able to actually use her ability to turn anything that she owns, quote unquote, into a weapon. And she turns this big building into a sword. And as that's happening, we see that Denji and the Falling Devil are falling down. Denji catches her. Poor legs of his. It looks like they shattered or something because they're like, ugh. And as all that happens, we see that he drops her because, like, obviously, you know, they're falling down. And as all that, we see that Yoru is like, okay, here's the deal. I'm way stronger now than I was back then with the Fallen Devil, so I should be able to defeat it, hopefully. So here's the deal, Denji. This is what you got to do. I'm going to be fighting the Fallen Devil. I'm going to leave you alone for a couple of minutes. If you don't manage to find a way to defeat the fake Chainsaw Man a way that you want, then we'll defeat him the way that I want to. So toodles. Like, she just goes away, and Denji's like, oh man, this sucks. He's like, I guess I gotta do it, there's no choice. And we see that Denji eventually steps up to the fake Chainsaw Man and is like, listen, man, I don't know, maybe just stop this because you're like super weak. Like, can you just like stop, like just give up? Like, you're not gonna win. And we see the fake Chainsaw Man's like, oh, whatever, like, you know, he's not really paying attention to it. And Denji's like, bro, you can swing your arms all you want, no matter how hard you try, you're not gonna beat me, bro, you're weak. And we see that as soon as he's saying all that, the fight continues, and they proceed to, you know, the fake Chainsaw Man proceeds to start throwing some punches at Denji. Denji's like, but the funny comment was that actually the fake Chainsaw Man crossed like a red light, I guess. And Denji's like, you're not supposed to cross red lights, dude. So a little bit of Denji's moral compass, which is great. Just little silly things like that always put a big smile on my face when it comes to Denji, and just like his silly heroic antics, I guess. His justice, some might say. And what pretty much happens is we see that they're fighting back and forward. Eventually, Denji gets a hit, and he happens to get like the head, because he's like, all I gotta do is cut off your head. And he does cut off the fake Chainsaw Man's head, and then proceeds to slice the fake Chainsaw Man in half. Like, literally, he just goes boom, and it gets pretty much settled, at least from what it looks like. The fake Chainsaw Man gets taken down, and as all that is happening, we also see that the people that were, you know, trapped and fused with the fake Chainsaw Man, they're able to be free, which is a good thing, obviously. And everybody's like, oh my god, yes, we're back, yay. It's like, wait, where are my clothes? I'm naked. And as all that is happening, we see that pretty much they're like, whoa, man, how did we actually managed to escape? That's great. And then when you see a panel of Denji being like, yeah, just like a video game, dude, like, you guys were right, it was easy to defeat it. And we see that unfortunately, from the looks of it, somebody had to be accountability / collateral damage, because we see that Denji accidentally seemed to have slashed someone's head, like on innocent persons. But hey, man, it is what it is. He saved like 10 people. You know, one of them, sadly, you know, what can you do? You know what I mean? But that battle was pretty funny because Denji's just like, yeah, just like a video game. And as that's happening, we then cut to a very interesting part of the chapter, and I would go as far as to say I think is the most intriguing part of the chapter, like easily. And that is the introduction of a new foe or ally, question mark, if we still don't know, maybe a neutral party, because we see that as all that is happening, we see like, hey, you there, and like you see this big entity, like this enormous entity, and then she's like, what, who are you, like, what, you want to fight, who are you? It's like, my friend, I am the Fire Devil. And you're like, whoa, this is a big development in the story, because obviously we do know about the Fire Devil was obviously disguising himself as the Justice Devil, and the whole controversy with the Chainsaw Man Church and why not. So we do know that the Fire Devil has played a big part with this whole Chainsaw Man cultist arguably the development of the fake Chainsaw Man as well in retrospect. So it was great seeing finally the Fire Devil, because this character had been like hinted at way back then with Barim, and when the whole plot was with Barim in the in the Chainsaw Man Church. So it was great finally seeing this character, and I think the design is awesome, and just the paneling that Fujimoto chose for like a super close up to the face. It is like, I am the Fire Devil. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was sick. And pretty much, as like I said, we head towards the end of the chapter, where we see that the Denji's just like, so like, are you gonna try to fight me? Like, what's your deal? And this is where the Fire Devil says something very interesting, which I know it's gonna lead up to a bunch of speculation, because the way that this chapter ends is a very cliffhanger, to say the least. And this is how the chapter ends. It ends pretty much in a sense where Denji's just like, you want to fight me, or what's the deal? And we see the Fire Devil's like, oh no, I don't want to fight you, bro. I just have to ask you a couple questions. I'm just here to ask questions. For example, like, I want to know, like, like, the reason I even came out is because you cut off the guy's head, so I just want you to see the person's head. Like, do you know who that person is? And that's how the chapter ends. So from my understanding, I could be wrong, let me know in the comment section down below if I am. From my understanding, the person that got the head cut off must have been the fake Chainsaw Man, obviously, the one that Denji took care of. It must have been that person. And once that person got, taken down, because of the contract or whatever he did, maybe that's what then was able to lead to the freeing of the Fire Devil. The Fire Devil was no longer helping out this person, from my understanding, or maybe it might be something just completely off, or it's just like an innocent person that was, a casualty of Denji's. Maybe that's the person that she was spawning inside. But from my understanding, at least from this chapter, was that the fake Chainsaw Man was obviously a human that transformed, similar to Junko, at my understanding, back then, like, Asa's friend, Junko, whatever her name was. She took the Justice Devil's powers and she became like a big monster thing. My understanding is something like that happened with this fake Chainsaw Man, where somebody made a deal probably, and this person eventually became the fake Chainsaw Man, and perhaps even had some sort of a contract with the Fire Devil, maybe. Who knows? Whether it was maybe established before he turned into the fake Chainsaw Man or after, whatever the case is, the point of the matter is, I think this character had some sort of contract with the Fire Devil, and that hence why when this fake Chainsaw Man got taken out, the Fire Devil came out, and that's why he's like, do you recognize this face? And as for who could have been the culprit of the person that took on the fake Chainsaw Man mantle, that's a very interesting question. Like, that's one that I'm wondering, like, who is it? Like, who could it be? Even Fujimoto leaves it off like, a big cliffhanger. There's a lot of questions. We only get a silhouette. We don't even see, like, it's like a shadow, like, silhouette. We don't see like any sort of a close-up on the face or anything, like just the back of the head, obviously decapitated. So, it's a lot of guessing games. I'm very curious to see who you guys think is going to be the reveal. Is it going to be an established character that we already known, or is it going to be a brand new character of, completely created just for the essence of continuing with the whole plot thread of the Fire Devil? Just like I said, a new character being introduced to the story this late into the game, or is it a character that has been there pretty much from the beginning? Is it going to be somebody that was actually in the Chainsaw Man fan club in the school? Is it going to be like the one that's Kobeni's brother or whatever? That'd be actually pretty funny if that character actually was the fake Chainsaw Man, which I doubt. But I'm very curious to see like what's going to happen. As well as, is Denji going to feel any sort of like remorse, like, oh, I killed a person? Or is he just going to be like, what about this person? Are we going to get like a whole backstory of this person next chapter? There's so many questions, and I'm very excited. Fujimoto is going to go on another break, which, you know what? I'm fine with it. My man cooked in this chapter, so he definitely deserves a break, gets his rest. And next, when the new chapter comes out, I'll be very, very excited to read it, because I love this chapter and I can't wait to see what happens next. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.